Previously on Indievelopment.
Working on porting our existing mod code into Unreal Engine 3.
So that's all the same geometry, huh?
Yes. I'm using this real jacket to make a texture map. Supposed to take them into Photoshop and put them all together in one texture map.
Hi, my name is Markus Islitz-Bichler. I'm 19 years old, I'm from Austria, and I'm one of the programmers currently working on Black Powder Red Earth. Several years ago, Chan Chang and I worked together on a tremendously unsuccessful and short-lived mod project. Luckily, Chan forgave me all the mistakes I've made on that project, and after a number of other projects, he invited me to work on Black Powder Red Earth as a programmer. Okay, what I'm going to show you now is the reality behind Black Powder Red Earth, respectively behind the development of Black Powder Red Earth. Sean sitting there, apparently not doing any kind of work, whereas Altai, and of course me, are doing all the work. So, oh, by the way, Phil is also heavy working, so Phil is okay, but Chang, that's not a good example. So what we're doing now is recording some audio dummy files for the Echelon system, stuff like under fire, threat spotted, all kinds of audio messages that we will later replace with some professional voice acting. But for now, our chief, Chan Chang, will have to do.
Okay, so let me try this here. So where's the list of stuff we gotta do? Cover! Last mag. I'm up. Rifle up. I'm hit. Enemy spotted. Target down. We're clear. Contact front. Package in sight. They've got the package. Enemy has the package. Should be good enough. It's Sunday and we're working to hit our schedule of about 6 or 8 more weeks, 6, 7 more weeks. And I'm working on barricades, Phil's working on the gun, and Marcus is working on scoreboard and interface stuff for the game, so another rockin' day. So I did a lot of the texture maps for the level. The level has changed quite a bit, actually. This is actually a work in progress here. You can see how I start with some of this stuff. This is I'll show this completed later. So where I'm at now with my texture map, as you can see, is quite a bit more advanced than I had first had this morning. I've put a lot of detailing in terms of rust spots and damage. This one may be actually too pronounced. I'm gonna try putting it into the game, but large sort of landmarky things like this can cause problems. I might even have to remove the serial number, even though it looks pretty hot, but we'll see about that. Okay, so I'm working on some of the textures here. So what I'm working on right now is I'm working on specular maps and displacement maps, which is what gets us from a flat looking model, which I'm not sure if you can see here, which is this, to a more 3D looking model like this, which, see if you can see this. I'm not sure how I'll be able to rotate. You can kind of see the texture in there. The light affects it. That's the power of the Unreal Engine right there, baby. And as you go in on this one, before I've put the material on it, you can see that that level of texturing isn't there. That looks pretty hot. It doesn't have that quite crispness that the other ones have. You see the light also sort of treats it as like a shiny object. But I'll show you this in a few more minutes when it's ready to rock.
Wow, so that's a real...
This is the real deal.
This is the artwork there?
This is finished.
Sweet.
At least finished enough. I may put some decals on it. I was originally going to put some like graffiti and stuff on it, but you know what? I was looking around at pictures of Iraq, and like they don't put graffiti on like this. But like it looks weathered, right? I mean, it's got like that worn-in feel. as long as I keep up this pace and if I stick to like 1 day a week at home working on the Ronin SVC stuff and just hit this, we should be in good shape for a pretty solid looking level in about 3 weeks.
Sweet.
And then we got to build on top of that. So, me and Phil were talking. We're thinking we're gonna need to take at least the last 2 weeks to just do lighting and particles, like 2 weeks of that. So, this is it, man.
All right.
Anyway, cool. Enough of my rambunctious happiness.
Yeah. There's Marcus over there, working diligently, tapping his foot.
I wish I had like a little camera that just captured the dirty looks he shoots my way every few minutes. Call it the Marcus meter. It's just like you.
What do you think about Chang?
Oh well, I'll save up my remarks about him for his eulogy, which we'll need sooner rather than later.
His eulogy? Wow.
Made a lot of progress on it, but I have a couple of really critical things that I just cannot get away from the Scooby-Doo look. You know, and I'm not exactly sure how we're going to deal with that. But
Are they in the feed? Are they things that we can hide?
they're going to be always visible, even from far away, on the other characters, the people that you're fighting against. No matter what you do, they're going to have this look. That,
and it's because of the rig?
I mean, it's because of the rig. Saying, well, everybody's going to have these Gene Simmons boots, you know? I mean, I think all the time I might have to actually go and
so that's a
change.
major...
We're going to have to change not only the skeleton, but every animation on the feet. And that in itself could take up every single hour between now and the deadline. Honestly, I don't know. I'm very undecided about this, but I think one thing that we need to investigate and discuss, whether or not it's a proven thing, is to make a UT-style character. Meaning for now, I could probably, in the space of a couple days, take the character that I have right now and make him more of a UT aesthetic, you know what I mean? In terms of giving him intentionally big boots, giving him intentionally huge giant shoulders and arms.
That's a really bad idea.
I don't like the aesthetic idea of it, but it solves an incredible amount of problems.
It solves an incredible amount of problems. It creates an incredible amount of more problems.
Yeah.
Because then we're losing. If we lose, we've lost because we made a bad decision. It's a bad compromise to say, okay, we don't have the time. We gotta change our whole game. That if we should get into that philosophy now, it's gonna destroy us. We're never gonna have anything in 90 days. We're gonna have a piece of garbage. And I guarantee you that. No, and I'm not trying to be dramatic.
You're saying if we start to change the track, you mean?
I think if we start changing now, we're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. You've invested over 6 months in that character. To start changing it now, no matter what you have to do to the flexing, that's got to be the road we got to try and take.
And what about a simple button on the scoreboard page to switch into the kit selection?
You want a button on the scoreboard page. Didn't we actually go through a whole thing where we were telling you that like if I enable the scoreboard, I can still run around. But you want to disable this.
Hey, are you actually listening? We're talking about the scoreboard at the end of each run when you're already dead. And not about the scoreboard in game.
That's not what you just said.
We was the whole time talking about the scoreboard at the end of the round or when you're killed, when both teams are displayed.
Yes, we're saying there's one scoreboard, right? There's and
everything
when you're dead,
and during the round, most of it is invisible.
Yes, it's empty. It only shows your team.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're saying put a button on that screen, or put a button on the screen after the round is over.
To switch somewhere in the kit selection. I don't want to hit around any buttons on the keyboard to switch to navigate through menus.
That's terrible software design. That's Microsoft software design. That's like saying the button is here one time and it's not here the other time.
Well, didn't you just say it only makes sense to select the kit when you're dead already?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So as soon as you're dead, you get to see the other team as well.
Yes,
and you can select. And you get access to the kit menu.
The most popular game in the world doing this stuff. that does what you're talking about doing does it this way. And to ignore this logic is silly. You're saying that one time I hit the scoreboard, it's going to be there, and one time I hit the scoreboard, it's not going to be there. Then
the second time you're hitting the scoreboard, you're not actually hitting the scoreboard. You're hitting the end of run.
But no, we're not, because we also said in the first 30 seconds of the game you could change your right. We just said that.
What?
We just said that a minute ago. I even wrote it down.
Why did you say that?
We just said it. I mean, I didn't write anything recently. 30-second start kit game kit manager. It's all right there.
No. What you said, you can.
We can watch the tape.
Yeah, what you said is Counter-Strike only allows you to buy in the first
30 seconds or after you're dead.
Exactly, that's what you said, but that
So the
doesn't say that you want
scoreboard
it for our game.
In the first 30 seconds of the game, you can hit the tab button and the scoreboard comes in, correct?
You can hit the tab button and the scoreboard comes up whenever.
Exactly. So in the first 30 seconds of the game, when I can buy kit, I'm going to hit the tab button, and that button's going to be there to customize my kit.
When did we agree to allow the player to select the kit in the first 30 seconds?
We just said that.
No. You were talking about Counter-Strike, but not about the PPE game.
Yes, we were.
You weren't. Stop the tape and let's turn it back. And
we're talking about things in conjunction of each other. We're comparing two things.
No. You never.
Did I not?
This is golden.
Applied 30 second rule to be period.
Okay, I'm applying it now then. How's that?
And I'm disagreeing.
You're disagreeing. You think you shouldn't be allowed to change your kit
in the first round? You can select it before the new round starts. Then as soon as the round starts, I want the player to jump into action and.
Wait, hold on. But what if I've come into the game? I've come into the game halfway through the game, and like I'm watching. Let me say I'm spectating, watching the other guys on my team play, and I see that the other guy has a sniper rifle or something like that, and I go to like check, but he pops my last gauge. So the round is over. The new round starts.
That's why we have a round restart countdown.
A round restart countdown. When did that feature get introduced? I don't remember ever having that.
A month ago.
I've never mentioned or seen or heard about a round restart countdown.
Your memory is really.
No, seriously, dude.
Really hazy.
No, seriously. We've never ever. And you show me someplace in the wiki or the documentation, some email that I've sent that says.
I've did this several times with the countdown.
I've never even seen a round end, dude.
That's like the pizza, no? Only the other way around.
It's fine.
With the pizza, you thought there was a problem.
No, seriously. We've played the game together. There was no round countdown.
There is one.
The corollary to the story is embrace change.
What in the Philly is this?
Oh, that's right. You're nail shooting. You go ahead and install the font shape.
No work, no how.
Yeah.
What the hell? Alright, you know what? I give up.
You give up? That's not a good sign.
No, I think we gotta restart or something. Something crazy's going on. Why would that be the case? Everything else is right.
Oh, it's like shiny metal.
The screws look right. But a thing that I made for this part, right here, is not coming out, and I don't understand why. Well, whatever. I'll have to come back to it later.
Yeah, minus 10 bucks.
Put that in the mission score.
Yeah.
Also, there's one package, rewards.
Yeah.
So let's copy over the new Ilsnap.
Ilsnap?
The Ilsnap.
Okay. Okay, this is the day that Phil went nuts. We just got him to put his pants back on. What's the problem, Phil? What would you like to tell the studio audience? Hey, why didn't you make that model better?
It's the day before you're going to GDC.
Yeah.
And you're packing all your stuff.
That's what I'm doing. I just leave.
Look how orderly and nice.
So this is the awesome accommodations Gamespot has provided us with, including one of their people as my personal manservant. As is right, fully so. The club is open. Apparently so is the German Scheisse Lounge.
Now I am joined by John, Phil, and Altai, Echelon Software.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys call it now?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Now that you're back from GDC, what did you think about the whole event? This is your first GDC, right?
Yeah, it was my first GDC. It was a very nice trip, although some elements about it sucked, considering the legal age for alcohol consumption in America.
Is there anything specific that you'd like to reflect on about the trip, like things that you learned at the Epic seminar or anything like that?
The Epic seminar, I would have wished it was a bit more informative. Of course, we are facing quite different challenges from those of other developers. We're not facing technical challenges with physics gameplay, with networking gameplay. We are more in the prototyping stage now. The only problems we're having right now is getting things up and running.
Have you ever seen a game engine as good as Unreal? Like, basically, do you think there's anything else we could get up and running with quite as fast as we have Unreal?
No. I don't think so. I think it's, for our purposes, the perfect game engine.
GDC was pretty awesome. Originally, we were concerned that we were going to be having a lot of downtime with no major results for it, and that proved not to be the case, which is good. Some of the stuff we did learn. Let's start with what we did at GDC. What I did at DGC. I made a lot of business contacts. I talked to all the different people, different companies that we use the hardware and software, and made contact with them and said, "Hey, listen, we love your stuff. We own legitimate versions of what you've got. We really believe in instilling software, and we love you guys. But right now, we're starting a company. We don't have a lot of money. But we're showing your programs every week. Can you give us a bump?" And we were lucky enough to have Autodesk gave us a bump right there on the show, which was really cool. What else happened there? We sat down, we went through all the tapes with the GameSpot guys. That was valuable. Seeing what we have, what we need to do. First episode premiered. That was cool. We also were on the Spot show, which was pretty exciting. It was kind of a humbling moment for me watching the playback of that, to see that I gained a bunch of weight and I hadn't even realized how much I gained. Just since the start of this project, I just have time for nothing. I don't have time to exercise or work out anymore, and I'm gonna have to modify my diet, or I'm just gonna keep going downhill here. That's kind of a depressing thing, because I'd actually lost a whole lot of weight about a year or two ago or something like that. I started going to a gym and taking better care of myself. But that's something everybody's got to be careful of in this industry, is letting yourself go downhill too far, because you get problems with blood pressure, you get problems with cholesterol. And these things sound stupid and I never have to worry about it, but those are serious things. You can die from having your blood pressure too high. They lead to all kinds of complications with other things. So at the actual show, I didn't see that much that honestly wowed me a whole lot. There were things I saw that interested me. Nobody's really doing what we're doing, so I felt very confident about that. One of the best conversations we had was at the Epic Mega Game sort of seminar, which for at least the artist track, there was a lot of things that me and Phil saw that we were both very excited about and very happy. We talked to some people during the lunch from Echelon Software, and those guys had some great knowledge to impart upon us. Phil and Alta haven't published a game in many years, and I've been working for companies that publish their own software, as has Altai, so this was a little bit of news to us. They were telling us that the level of polish we need to show with our graphics in the game is higher than we were originally planning. They were saying that the graphics have to just knock it out of the park, as opposed to being, we were hoping to get stuff about 85% of the way there and be okay, that's good enough to show, and then we can bring it up to this next level of polish. But that's not what they told us. So that was a pretty scary thing. The also other thing we heard that scared us a little bit was that it's generally about 6 months from when you start talking to somebody to when you potentially can get some cash to actually proceed with the project, and that's a long time. It's a lot of time. We don't have any steady revenue coming in right now. We're working on putting some stuff together, some commerce projects and things, so we can hire. We were trying to hire the guy who's doing the social networking stuff, me and the web programming, and we want to hire him full time, but we need a job to do that, and we also need jobs to sustain us, to keep having money in the bank, to keep paying rent. It's going to be a challenge, but Unreal is a great tool set, and those guys have given us a hell of an opportunity to do something great, and we're not gonna come short.
It's just something has to go on this list. And no matter what you do, you're going to have that problem that we just saw and what we were looking at there.
This way, we know that the texture maps will lay out very nice and evenly because the squares are about the same size on everything. We decided or at least I decided that the map needed to be changed to something a little bit more accommodating to our current time projections.